Welcome to No Comics for Old Men. It's Emmett here at Haven for Heroes. So how to get your customers at the comic shop to pre-order comics? No, seriously, how do you get your customers to pre-order comics? At one point we had 50 subscribers. Basically, they really didn't pre-order. They said, hey, I like Batman, give me Batman books. We gave away free preview guides like this, big heavy read every month. And then Marvel made their own, which is got a lot of great art in it, and people are starting to collect these. DC has moved to, why have they moved to a tiny little poster checklist with no, hey, this is what's going on in the comics? Because nobody reads these. Nobody pre-orders their comics by what's in these pre-order guides. I've seen a lot of complaints. Recently I had a little discussion about pre-ordering when people were, oh, this comic went up to $15 and it sold out at the comic shop and I couldn't get it. And how can they ask $15 for it when it just came out? Because it's about supply and demand. None of my customers regularly order that book, but I get two just in case somebody sees something on the cover and they take it. It's also to have some back stock if somebody wanders in. And then the book gets hot and both issues get bought as soon as the first two customers come through the door because they saw it on a YouTube video or through an app, which is great. It sells books off my shelf. But if nobody buys it by the end of the week, I take it off the shelf and I'll sell it for whatever the going rate is. You have to understand is, yes, some books go up to $15, $20, $25 the week it comes out. A lot of books go to zero, where I have to wait a long time to move that book. It sits off on a shelf where I keep the last 3 months, so people can pick through that. Then I move it to a box that keeps the last year, and then I move it to the permanent box. Every day it sits on the shelf, it costs me money. That's space I'm paying rent for. Yes, it's fractions of cents, but it's still it still adds up over time. Running a sizable comic shop is expensive. Probably not as expensive as running a restaurant, but as any other retail. There's insurance and lights and heat and a lot of expenses that you don't even add into. One of them is buying the books, and everybody's like, well, you pay a fraction. We don't pay a fraction because people don't add in the shipping costs. We don't get them shipped for free no matter how many comics you buy. So the more comics you buy, the heavier the freight, the more it costs you, and that actually should be added into the cost per book. Most people don't add that into the cost per book. The people who are running businesses out of their house, where they're running to all the comic shops on Wednesday and buying up the low print books to then put on eBay at $15, I'm making $1 if a guy out of his house who has no overhead is flipping them at 15. I can't stay in business. Then he has no place to get it to flip it. Now, my customers who I know are readers, when they call me and say, hey, I heard this book is interesting or there's something spectacular about it, they'll get it at cover price. I'll put it aside as long as they contact me as early as possible. But really, if you want to spec on books, read the previews guide. A lot of the real speculators out there won't pre-order a book specifically because they want the numbers to stay low. They know something's going to be hot about it, cover, a new artist, a special variant. They know because they do read the previews guide, but they don't pre-order the book specifically to keep the number down. If you're an avid reader and you want to start a new series, like an independent, if you trade weight for the paperback, you're going to shorten the life of that book. Let's say Image starts a new book with a new artist and a new writer. They come in with their idea and you read the first one and you love it. It's like the greatest thing and you're like, yeah, this is great. Well, I got to get my Batmans and my Amazing Spider-Mans and my other stuff. So I'll wait till the trade comes out after the first 7. So the numbers of that independent book keep going down and it no longer is profitable for that artist and writer to do the book. They don't add the trade paperback in till it comes out and then it sells. And that doesn't pay for the new floppies that come out. And for any of the floppies that were not paid for, the artist and writer are on the hook for the cost of those books during that issue. So the profits from the trade paperbacks can get eaten up by issue 5 and 6 before the trade comes out. So if you really want to support the artists and the writers, you really shouldn't trade weight on independents. If you want to trade weight on Amazing Spider-Man and Batman. And only go out and buy the issues that have something like first appearances, deaths, change in outfits. And if you do that, you're going to get more of that from the big boys, because they know that that's going to drive sales, which they already do know, but they can't do it every issue. Also, that the trades are making them so much money, they're fine with you waiting on the trades. But if you would like to see the length of a Walking Dead book, an independent, by one of your favorite independent writers, you're gonna have to buy the singles. So make sure that when you're buying independents, you pick up every book and don't trade weight. That way you're gonna get the story extended for years. And make sure you get your friends on reading it. Pass it around. Wait till the trade comes out and hand the trade to your friends and get them starting to buy issue 15 and 16 and 17. So that's my rant for the day about how to get your customers to pre-order. Please put it in the comments, because I have no idea. Thanks for reading comics.